Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we are diving deep into a fascinating and critical research paper that examines one of the cornerstones of legal education in India. We'll be exploring the paper titled A Critical Scrutiny of the National Law Universities and Common Law Admission Test System in India, authored by Ayush Jaiswal and Shrishti Khare, both PhD scholars at the National Law Institute University, Bhopal. This paper is a comprehensive analysis of national law universities, or NLUs, and the Common Law Admission Test, commonly known as CLAT. It sheds light on the prestige of these elite institutions, scrutinizes their governance, and suggests significant reforms for improvement. Let's start with a bit of background. India's constitution, drafted in 1950, aimed to create a democratic society with a strong legal framework. Legal education was envisioned to produce rational thinkers and social engineers who could help transform India into a knowledge economy. Post-independence, numerous law schools were established, but concerns over their quality persisted. In response, Professor Madhava Menon founded the National Law School of India University, NLSIU, in Bangalore in 1986, modelled after prestigious institutions like the IITs and IIMs. NLSIU's goal was clear: to provide top-notch legal education. Fast forward to today, there are 23 NLUs in India, established on the NLSIU model. To streamline admissions to these elite institutions, the Common Law Admission Test, or CLAT, was introduced. However, CLAT has not been without its controversies. The paper highlights several issues with CLAT, including paper leaks, out-of-syllabus questions, irregularities in result declarations, and even the power to exclude certain NLUs from participating. For instance, requests from Damodaram Sanjeevayya National Law University, DSNLU, and Tamil Nadu National Law University, TNNLU, to join CLAT were rejected, affecting their reputation and the prospects of their students. So, what's the legal framework for recognizing these NLUs? Universities in India can be established by either the central or state government. The Bar Council of India, BCI, and the University Grants Commission, UGC, are the primary regulatory bodies. But here's where it gets complicated. NLUs are established under state legislation and recognized as state universities by the UGC. Yet, the BCI, which regulates legal education standards, also recognizes law schools, creating a tug-of-war over who really defines and bestows the NLU tag. Take the case of Andhra Pradesh University of Law, which was modified into Damodaram Sanjeevayya National Law University, DSNLU. This change sparked controversy due to a 90% domicile reservation. The UGC clarified that states could use national in the name even with domicile reservations, leading to further confusion between BCI and UGC. The paper also questions CLAT's role. Established in 2008 to streamline admissions, CLAT has faced criticism for its inconsistent approach to including new NLUs. This has led to a lack of clarity and transparency regarding its authority and decision-making processes. Now, let's discuss the governing bodies of NLUs. These are usually composed of state government appointees, including the Chief Justice of the High Court and other prominent figures. While they play a critical role in administrative and academic decisions, there are concerns about their expertise and potential political influences impacting their effectiveness. Ayush Jaiswal and Shrishti Khare's paper doesn't just critique, it proposes solutions. They suggest the creation of a dedicated statutory body to oversee NLUs, a uniform regulatory framework, increased transparency, financial autonomy, student representation, and a focus on research and innovation. In conclusion, the paper argues that while NLUs have the potential to shape India's legal profession significantly, achieving this requires effective governance and clear regulatory mechanisms. By addressing the identified issues and implementing the proposed reforms, these institutions can better serve their purpose of providing high-quality legal education. That wraps up our review of this insightful paper by Ayush Jaiswal and Shrishti Khare. If you found this analysis valuable, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into academic research. What do you think about the current state of NLUs and CLAT? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Check out the link in description to use our tool free.